Welcome to another movie. So as you can see, we have another car. This time it's a little big box, so it will be quite hard to rotate it on the camera. So what we have in here is a double E, or like they call it double Eagle. I did not know it's double Eagle. E327-001. It's a Land Rover Defender D110, and the thing that it's weird is in 1/14 scale. They never do this scale. It's always 110 on 112 or something smaller, but this time they did 1/14 scale. So let me try to rotate it. I don't know if I will be able to do this. Maybe. Here my keys are under the box. Nothing much in here. The hood opens, there are shocks, 4-wheel drive. The box is smashed as hell. My dog is barking. And here, of course, everything is in Chinese. Basic controller, basic steering, nothing too much in here. Okay, so because it's so big, I will turn off the camera and unpack it, because I'm not quite able to open it with the camera and the lights. So I will stop the record, open it, and get back when I have everything out.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so I have it out. This is what you get. So first thing that I noticed, there is no manual with this car, but it's a really basic toy, so that's quite not needed. Mostly it's they all have the same parts. So you get a remote, a quite weird remote. Let me see. Now it's I don't think it's proportional. I don't believe it. It's too cheap. Off. It's quite weird looking. It's a gun remote, but a typical gun remote. So that's nothing new. Of course, you don't get any screwdriver. Not always you get it. So sometimes, okay, you may think it's funny that I always point that, but when you give it to a kid and you don't have any screwdriver near you, so and you have that batteries, so that's always a bit of problem. Let me put two AA batteries. So I will put the screw because I want to lose it. So let's see if it's working. Yes, it's working. Of course, you get a standard set of battery and charger. Let's see. Nothing new in here, of course. You get a basic cheap USB charger, cover with the yellow paint from the shrink tube. Nothing new. I did order this plugs. I don't remember it, but if someone will want to know, I have found it on Banggood. I buy it, but the colors of the cables doesn't match the battery that and that's why I did connect it in reverse to have the same polarity. You get a NCD probably, yeah, NCD. AA 600 milliamps 4.8 volts batteries. It's a typical toy battery, so if you need a spare one, you can always buy, because it's a popular one. And you get a car. Let me see if I can fit it. So first of all, I like the shocks. It's not black. Not proportional steering, nothing new in here. So it's a clone. What the hell happened with the wheels? You may not see it on the camera, but this wheel is turning left and this wheel is going forward. So that's really mess up in here. Mostly is the fault is in here because they did not check it. Let me try to. You cannot rotate it. Oh, no. So now it's more straight than it should be, than it was, but the wheels are set like this, or maybe like this. So it's terrible thing. Then that's maybe now you can see it. Let me show it. Do you see how this wheel is set? This bar is a disaster. This really, they did not design it well. So if I try to rotate it, trying to set it to the center maybe, but this will be really hard to control because these wheels are set like this. Okay, so this is a Land Rover Challenger D110. I did check it. It's really similar to this one. Wow, the mirrors are already have a reflection. That's nice. They are made of rubber. No doors are open. The the cap in here doesn't open or can be taken off. So I know the battery is in here. You put battery in here. It's a bit small space for it, but it's a tight fit. I like the headlights because they are really looking quite nice in here. So let's look under the car. 2.4 gigahertz drivers. Wow. How the steering is working. So the steering have a plastic part that's covering the hole. Let me try to show you this. There is a plastic part that is covering the hole that's moving with it. So the steering is really sucks in here, but the suspension is working nice. I can see the on-off button on the back, so it's quite easy to get to, and normally it's on the side, so that's something new. Suspension working. Differential. Nope. No differential. Okay, so let's put the battery inside and let's see what this car can do. Now I need to figure out how to get this battery inside with the cables. Okay, let's turn on the remote on. Let's turn on the car. Let's see if the lights are on. I don't know if the battery is charged. What happened with this wheel? Oh, the tire fell off. So I need to. It's squished by the box probably. Maybe now. That would not be better. Oh, it's quite fast one. Oh, I will need much more space for this car. It's shaking like crazy on those shocks. So about the steering, let me try to trim it a little bit. Maybe now. It's a little bit better, but this car is a disaster for this money. It's looking quite nice. Suspension is really soft, so this for a kids, this will be a really nice squeaking. The inside is quite well made. It's the 4 seats and but the steering is a disaster. I now not talking about the not proportional steering, because it's just a 0-1 steering. There is nothing between it, but the fact that the wheels are just set like this, so this bar needs to be replaced. There is this bar needs to be new with the adjustable length, just to get the wheels straight, and this will really make this car works much more better. So because there is so much speed on this car, I don't think this motor will have a lot of power. I think it's just a standard 150 motor. How can I try? Oh, it's not so weak. Okay, so now I will need to get a better weather, because today will rain all day, so I'm not able to test it. When I get better weather, I will try to test this car with this faulty steering, and we will see what this car can do. So that's all for the review. Now we will wait. Okay, so I'm back from the test. As you can see on the wheels, there is still they are dirty. So I decided to make a conclusion about this car, because after test I know how it's working and etc. So is it worth it? No, it's not. It's a completely toy. So it is better than most of the market toys, because there is a rechargeable battery, it's looking nice, etc. All those stuff. But first of all, the steering centering. I did spend a lot of time trying to adjust the wheels. Also, when I was going home, I also did try to adjust it, and I ended up like this. So the wheels are, one is facing a little bit like this, and the other one is turning, and it's slightly going straight, maybe a one click left. Ugh. I don't know if that's a So now this one is straight and this one is turning, and it's quite going straight but not going straight. So this steering is a disaster. Another thing, the suspension. Suspension is way too soft for a so high car, because it's wiggling around like this when it's going. You could see that on the, when I try it on the rocks, it's just shaking like crazy. So that's another thing that is bad in here. And another thing is these wheels. They wobble so much on this. I think they are a bit too soft, and they squished on the box because they was standing in one position for a longer time, and that make them flat. That make a flat spots on the tires. So that's another disaster. So in this money, it's not expensive model. I don't remember how much it was, but you really can find a better car than this one. Of course, we are talking now about a toy. It's not a RC car. Typical better RC car is not not badly made, but the steering sucks, the wheel sucks, suspension sucks, so car is not so good. If you want cheap car for a kid with a smaller remote, because this remote is designed for kids, not for too much for a adult. I can always hold it, but it is smaller than normal remote. But so for kids it's not so bad, but as a good toy, no, it doesn't. It is really cheap. I think I will give it to my nephew or something like that. I still don't know if I will want to sell it, because it's a shame to sell a toy like this to someone, because I know how this toy works. I know it is really bad, so it's quite shame to sell someone, but I may sell, just tell it's a toy and the steering is a disaster. Maybe someone will buy it for a really cheap price, but for now, no, I doesn't suggest to buy it. I have a double E, not a forklift, but a extended arm loader. And that one is really great compared to this toy. I know there is another one like this with smaller wheels. Maybe that one is better than this one, but this car is really not so good toy. I can't say it's bad, but it's not so good toy. So I doesn't suggest to buy this one. Search, you can always find something better. You can watch my movies. I did show some cars with same price or a little bit higher that are much better, or also have a steering problem that, but not so bad like this one. So you can really find a better car than this one. So now I will just need to make a picture for the movie. Actually, I did find today a time where it was not raining, and when I get back to my gate of my fence, it started to rain. So I got lucky with the weather to show this car. It's not so bad. It is still fun, but no.